Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think everyone should have a business. Hear me out. Okay, so a number of things. I consider my business part of my spiritual journey. The places and ways that I bump up against things comes up in my business journey. Why I think everyone should have a business is because we all have something unique to leave the world with or leave our community with. And oftentimes, a business can be that vehicle. Also, and I'm talking talking about folks in the United States, if you're a W-2 employee, right, there can be tax liabilities that can be offset by having a business, but you should talk to your tax consultant about that to get more details and information. I grew up with parents who had W-2, had their main business and also had their business on the side. My dad actually eventually moved into his own business. Maybe I'll talk about that at some point. But my mother always had a side business, if you will, going on. And so that was the environment that I grew up in, and it was what I, replicated. Also, even if you don't think that you would leave your job, being an entrepreneur makes you an entrepreneur. So meaning you can take these skills and offer that to businesses, because when you run your own business, you must wear different hats unless and until you have the resources to outsource it. Now, you could also do a business at a level of covering certain expenses. Maybe you love baking, and there is this amazing 2-week baker's program in France, right? And you're thinking, how can you come up with the money from your W-2, from your job, where those monies are already allocated with certain expenses? But what if you became the king or queen of the croissant? Yeah. And you were known and you took off and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this one thing and I'm going to do it well. I'm going to do it beautifully. And I'm going to bake croissants and I am going to sell them. And that's my business. And maybe you're selling it to a business. Maybe you're selling it to a bakery that's in your neighborhood. And you're the supplier. And that gives you the funds to then have this business trip to go to Paris or south of France, wherever it is, to take this master level class that your business is paying for, and it's a business expense. So these are, and I know this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone. But I think that we should all have a business or take some kind of training classes. And I know a lot of them because I've done a lot of it, to actually become better employees, especially if you work in a boutique business. Because once you understand what it takes as the founder to get things moving, you become more and more valuable if you then want to shift your career in a position where you can see and feel results happening faster because you're in a setting of a smaller team. Then you would want to do these kind of trainings to be in the seat of the entrepreneur, so you can be the entrepreneur in that boutique business. All right. So I think that we should all have a business. All right. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Mwah!